We are going to learn about arrays in Java. Suppose think that there are different numbers and we are storing it in different variables, but the data type is same, int, means integer. Similarly, there are different string values. We are storing in different variables, but the data type is same. In these conditions where data type is same, we can use arrays. For creating an array, write the data type, then put square bracket, give the name of the array. I'm going to give it as num array equal to two ways we can create an array. I will show you the first way. Put a curly braces, then put semicolon. Then inside the curly braces, give our elements like 1, 5, 7, 8. See, here we have created only one variable instead of creating many variables. So this is an example of creating an array. Similarly, we can create a string array. Write the data type string, then put square bracket, give the name of the array. I'm going to give it as data array. Then put equal to, then put curly braces. At the end of the statement, put semicolon. Then inside the curly braces, write our names. Sachin, Tony, Virat. Okay. So this is the way for creating an array. So instead of writing many variables, we can use only a single variable. So this is the way for creating an array in Java. This is an example of an array. The name of the array is num. Okay, so the index of the array is not going to start from 1, 2, 3. It is always going to start from 0. So in order to access the first element, write the name of the array, then put square bracket. Inside the square bracket, in order to access the first element, we need to write 0. We will get the first element. So in order to access the second element, we need to write 1. In order to access third element, we need to write 2. Why? Because index is starting from 0. Okay. So this is the way for accessing elements using index. There is one more way to create an array using the new keyword. So first of all, write the data type, then put square bracket, then give the name of the array. I'm going to give it as new array, the name of the array. So instead of putting curly braces, we can write the new keyword for creating new array. Then write the data type itself, then put semicolon. Now here inside the bracket, we need to give the size of the array. Okay, I'm going to write it as 4. So this is another way for creating an array. So these are the two ways by which we can create an array. First one, directly we can give values here. The second one, we can create an array using the new keyword. Now, in order to give values to the new array, how we can give that? Write the name of the array, then put square bracket. Now give the index. So I'm going to add 0 here. That means I'm going to add the first element. Put equal to, write the value. I'm going to write some car name, BMW. Okay, put semicolon. Then similarly duplicate the lines. Now first element, second element, third element, and the fourth element. Okay, I'm going to write Benz, then OD, what do you write? Data. Okay. So this is another way of creating an array and giving elements to the array. We have given the size of the array as 4. So we can give only 4 elements to this array. Now if you want to see our array output, if you are writing sout, that means system.out.print line. And if you are going to give the name of the array inside the bracket, let's see whether we are going to get the output. We can see that we are not getting the output. Instead of that, we are getting the hash code of the reference. Okay. Now, in order to get the output, we can use different ways. One of the ways is using a for loop. So initialize the for loop I equal to 0. Now put I less than what? What I need to give? Give the name of the array. Then put a dot. Then we can see length. By this way, we will get the length of the array. Then put semicolon. Now do the incrementation I++. Now inside the curly braces, write sout. That means system.out.println. And here I am going to give the name of the array. Name of the array. then put square bracket. Now inside the square bracket, do I need to write 0? No. I need to give the I value. Okay? That means when I equal to 0, we will get the 0th element. That means first element. Then I will get incremented. Then we will get the next element, so on. Now let's run the program and see whether we are getting all the datas. See, we are getting all the datas, BMW, Benz, Audi and all. So for loop is one way, or we can use enhanced for loop. That means write the for loop keyword, then put bracket, then put curly braces. Now inside the bracket, we know this array is of data type string. So I'm going to write string. Now each element I'm going to give the name as car. Okay, then put a colon, not semicolon, colon. You need to put a colon. And now give the name of the array. This is enhanced for loop syntax. So from the array, we will take each element. So this is the array. New array is the array. From new array, we will take each element, each car. Okay. Now when we write s out and car, we can run the program and let's see whether we are getting the output. See, we are getting the output. So this is enhanced for loop, using enhanced for loop. Now one more way is there, the simplest way. There is a class called array. Arrays in Java. See the first one, arrays. In java.util package, there is a class called arrays. So if you want to print the array, write the keyword s out, or write the state expression s out. Then inside s out, use the arrays class, arrays. Then put a dot. Now use the toString method of arrays. Okay. Now inside the bracket, give the name of our array. Arrays.toString method. Array. In arrays class, there is a method called toString, and if you're giving inside the bracket the name of the array, and let's run the program and let's see the output. See, we are getting the array. So this is the three ways of printing the output of our array. These are the two ways of creating array, but here we are giving the input in the program itself, right? But instead of that, how we can give input to the console, that's what I am going to show you next. If the programmer need to give the input, then they need to use scanner class and create the object of scanner class. I am going to give the object name as scanner itself and equal to use the new keyword and use the scanner class. Now inside the bracket, write system.in. S should be capital. System.in. We are giving input. So in. And put semicolon. Now the programmer need to decide what is the size of the array. So I'm going to give int size. Now scanner dot next int. Okay. Now I am going to create the array. So for creating array, use the data type, then put square bracket. Now give the name of the array. I'm going to give the name as num array equal to, I'm going to create the array using new keyword, new int. Now put semicolon. Now inside the bracket, I am not going to give any value. The programmer is going to decide the value. So I'm going to copy paste size here. Okay. So here we can give an s out statement. Enter the size of array. So in console, we can see that if you run the program, when we run the program, we can see in the console, enter the size of the array. At that time, we need to give our value. See, this is the way for giving input. Now we have created the array. Now in order to give values to the array, we can use the for loop. For printing the values of array, we used for loop. Similarly, for giving values also, we can use for loop. Initialize the array in the equal to 0, then I less than. Either we can use num array.length, or initially we have given in the program the size, right? So we can copy paste that. Semicolon, then increment the array. Now put curly braces. Now we need to give values to the array, right? So write the name of the array, put square bracket. Instead of writing 0, 1, 2, 3 and all, we can give I value here, because every time it will get incremented, right? Put equal to, then use the scanner object for giving input. This is an integer, so we can use next int method. This is the way for giving input to the array. Let's run the program and try that. So when we run the program, it is asking the size of the array. Enter the size of the array. That means now the program is at line number 10. I'm going to give the size of the array as 3. Now the program has reached to line number 16. Now we need to give each elements. So 1, 2, 3. So this is the way for giving input to the arrays. Or I can write one more statement here, sout enter array inputs. Okay. Now we have given the input to the arrays. Now in order to print the array, we can use the simplest method, that is using the arrays class. Arrays.tostring method. So this is the simplest way for getting the array output. Then inside the bracket, we need to give the name of the array which we need to print. Okay, now let's run the program again. And first of all, it is asking the size of the array. I'm going to give the size of the array as 4. Now it is asking me to enter the array input, that is line number 15. Now I'm going to enter the values. I'm going to give 3, 2, 7, 8, 4 values, right? We are getting the output.